What's going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel. This is Leo's Nerd Talk, and today we're going to be going over Warfare. So let's get into that. Hi, my name is Leo, and if you guys like talking about anything movie, TV show, video game related, or just anything nerdy, you have come to the right place. And like I said, today we are talking about Warfare. So without further ado, let's get into the review. Now, I know it's been quite a while since you've seen a video from me. To anybody that supported my channel, anything small or big with a like or comment, and you're still here, I appreciate all the patience. Some of you might have not known, but in the last video that I recorded, I did mention that there's some things going on in my personal life with my old apartment, and I would have to kind of postpone recording, making videos for the time being. And I'm in a place where I can start to do videos again, maybe not as much as I used to or as much as I want to, but I'm definitely going to start and try recording a little bit more now. I also will be probably streaming video games pretty soon here as well. So if you guys like that video game streaming or gameplay, I'll let you guys know when I start doing that as well. But with that being said, go and head into this review on Warfare. And this is one of my most anticipated movies of the year. We have the director coming from Civil War into Warfare. And basically what this movie is a real life event, and it's not trying to romanticize war by putting this big name warfare on there. You're not going to this movie trying to, like most war movies where they're trying to romanticize it, they're trying to make it a spectacle. This is surely truly based off of the memories of the people that were involved and how they remember things playing out. And you have Alex Garland transitioning those memories into a picture, into a movie, and trying to best show what the horrors of warfare can really be like. But with that being said, let's go ahead and get right into my pros. And starting off with the pros, this movie was absolutely beautifully shot. The sound design was absolutely amazing. I loved every single character, good or bad, whether there were someone that were kind of annoying or kind of a dick. You still enjoy what they're doing in this movie, and you know that this is definitely something that happens during war like this. And then you have just these amazing soldiers, obviously, that went through this extreme moment. And I just love the way that they throw you into this movie. There's no like um oh, let's slowly ease you into this group of people. Let's tell you a little bit about their backstory. None of that. You go into this movie. At first, you're a little confused of what's kind of going on because it starts off with like a workout music video type of thing, and you're bumping your head. The song is really good. Everybody's just vibing, chilling, and you see, like, and that's what's okay. That's what's so beautiful about this movie and how it is shot, how it is directed, with just this very small moment that kicks off the film. You can immediately tell the camaraderie between these guys. You can immediately tell the way they are with each other, how tight knit this group is. You don't need these backstories and them telling you about their lives at home so you can feel sorry for them. Just this small moment of just a very cheerful moment between all of these soldiers, you can automatically tell what kind of people they are, how close they are when it comes to their group. And when things start happening, you you feel bad for them. You are in awe, you're in surprise, you are dreading what's going to happen next, not because we told you about their backstory and you feel bad for them, but just you see the human in them. And I think that is such a beautiful way to start off the movie. It's such a great way to kick this off and show you who these people are and the things they have to do to just survive. So, directing, acting, sound design, shot choices, everything about this movie was absolutely amazing. Next, then we have getting into the actual warfare itself. And I love again the way they did this, where this is solely based off of the memories of these soldiers. So you don't get any like extra shots where we're in the bad guy side and seeing what's going on with them, because we don't know what's going on with them. We don't know what they're doing. We just know that they're coming closer to this little group that is stationed in this house that they found in the middle of the night. And all you know is what the soldiers know. And I liked how they did that with this movie, how they decided not to try to beef up the script to make it more of a Hollywood spectacle. is just solely based off of the memories, and you feel so like you feel like you're in that room with them. That's how they shot this movie. You feel like you're an additional soldier and you're looking in the lens of a soldier in there with them. Just again, with the sound design, the way everything was shot, the way it doesn't waste time with extra shots or B-roll or anything like that. This is so focused in this group and everything was going on. Everything's so quick pace where you have one person moving, so they got to radio this person, so the other person can radio that person, so they can keep eyes on this station or whatever the case may be. It's all so quick. You're so immersed in what's going on. And when things start hitting the fan, the audio again is so loud, it shocks you. It genuinely shocks you. And I think that is such a amazing way to put you into this movie, put you into the role of these soldiers and immerse you again into this warfare that they're in. And this is just one little mission amongst a bunch of them, obviously. And I just like the way they do it. Obviously, I don't want to spoil how things end and things like that. I'm sure you guys have already seen the movie. I'm about a week late. I saw this movie a week ago. That's probably why my memory is a little kind of not as good right now when it comes to what happened in the movie. But the way they just end it, it's so like in any other movie, you would be like, that's it. But in this one, it makes sense. It makes sense the way they end it because that's exactly how things happen. As fast as things go down, they can also just end and things just happen and everyone's okay, or maybe everyone's not okay. And I like the way they did that. I like how they brought you in, they showed you this group, you're immersed in this group, things go crazy, explosions, gunshots, people are getting hurt, people are getting injured, and then it just ends. They find their way out. And I think that is just such a perfect way to end the film. I also thought that the practical effects about this movie were absolutely amazing. The blood, the gore, the gunshot wounds, the explosions, everything just looked incredible. Everything looked so realistic. You felt the pain that these soldiers were in, and I love how there's a lot of A-list actors in this movie, or not necessarily A-list, but there's a lot of well-known actors in this movie. There's a lot of people that you might have never seen before, or this might be their first movie, or they've had smaller roles in other things. And the people that you well know in this movie, you feel like they're gonna be the ones that are the heroes that are gonna make it out. But I like the way they kind of twist that on you. Just because they're a well-known actor doesn't mean anything, right? This is war. This is a real life situation, and anything can happen to anybody, right? So I like how they do that, where you go into this movie kind of thinking like, oh, that person's gonna be okay, that person's gonna be okay, and that's not at all what's gonna happen, right? Because this is war. But overall, I can just go on and on and on about every little small detail of how this movie was made, how it was shot, how the practical effects were amazing, the sound design, how everything was just amazing because it is. So I don't want to continue just blabbing on, especially I haven't done this in a long time. So the way I talk is kind of it's not as good as it used to, I guess. But I just want to leave you off with this is one of the best war movies I think I've ever seen. Just to recap everything, the way it was shot, the sound design, the acting, the situation that these people were in, the practical effects was absolutely amazing. My jaw literally dropped to the floor at various moments throughout this movie because it was that good. It was one of my most anticipated movie of the year. This is at the moment, this is probably my favorite movie of the year. It was just that good. So if you haven't seen it, definitely go check it out. Even if you're not a person that enjoys war movies, it's going to be a little difficult to get over that if you're not someone that enjoys war movies or doesn't enjoy, gore and violence and things like that. But it is just so beautifully shot. It is a wonderful story to tell. You know, thank you to everybody that was in this movie. Well, not in the movie, but thank you to everybody that was in the situation in real life that happened to them. Thank you for their service. But at the end of the day, this was just a amazing way to tell this story without trying to romanticize war, without trying to make it into a Hollywood spectacle. This is just trying to inform the audience what happened that day based off of memories, inform you how crazy things can get, and just show you a moment in time in a war in this group of how amazing these soldiers are, how they got in, how they got out, and that's it. This was absolutely an amazing film. But with that being said, let's go ahead and get into my cons. And this is not necessarily my cons personally, but these are cons that I can definitely see someone saying. And kind of how I mentioned in the pros that there's not really a ending per se. It kind of ends at a very just blunt point, and then the credits roll, right? For me, that's totally amazing because I understand what they were trying to go for. For some people, that might not be exactly what they want. They might want a more perfect ending where everything gets explained at the end of it, or they have a final conclusion, make sure everybody's okay, or whatever the case may be, like a mission ending briefing or whatever it is. But for me, I think it ended perfectly, but I can definitely see how some people might not like it. For a lot of people, movies are entertainment. They want a plot. They want a first, second, and third act. This movie doesn't necessarily follow those rules in particular. You can definitely see where a first act, second act, third act would be, but this is just telling a story, a complete story without having to put any extras in it. And where that's where I can see some people may not enjoy it as much. It's kind of a short movie, like an hour and a half long, because there's not much to delve deep into it. This is what happened, and that's it. So I can see where some people might want like a better ending or want a little more meat to the bone when it comes to like explaining things or want to see what's going on the bad side, the bad guy's side or things like that. But if you just take it on its own merit of again, this is the memories of the soldiers that were involved. You can see how this was just done so wonderfully. So, not really too many things to con on it. For me, it was an absolute amazing experience. But that's going to be it for this one, guys. A little bit more of a shorter one. Let me know what you guys thought about Warfare in the comment section down below. Welcome me back. Hopefully, trying to do a couple more videos here for you guys pretty shortly. I'll probably start streaming some video games here as well now that like Doom Eternal's coming out later on the year. GTA 6 hopefully still comes out this year. Things like that. I want to stream all that stuff. So let me know if you guys have any suggestions for video games you want to see me stream. I'll let you know when I start doing that. But again, if you guys like talking about movie, TV shows, or video game related, you have come to the right place. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Thank you.